7, baby.
Sorry, not sorry, sunshine.
6, 7, baby.
Hey. It's like a finger pointing at the moon. Don't look at a finger, or you will miss the heavenly glory. Don't look the flower, look at the seed. Don't eat the hot dog unless you want the mustard. Herb One and TJ, keeping it Taekwondo real. 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 Sorry, not sorry, sunshine.
6, 7, baby.
Sorry, not sorry, sunshine.
6, 7, baby.
Sorry, not sorry, sunshine. Sorry, sunshine.
7, baby.
Sorry, not sorry, sunshine. Sorry, sunshine.
6, 7, baby.
Sorry, not sorry, sunshine.
6, 7, baby.
Sorry, not sorry, sunshine. Sorry, sunshine.
7, baby.
Sorry, not sorry, sunshine.
6.
7, baby.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Sorry Not Sorry, or as we say in the hood, sorry, not sorry. We are back. It is the Warehouse 15. We've been out, around, back and forth 2 times. All of us have been traveling somewhere. I was in LA, then I was in Sacramento, then finally I'm back in the good old SFO area. And we have the good fortune to have with us, joining us as always, the second Grand Masters of Disasters, the who, the what, the why, we all matter. Gentlemen, how are you today?
I'm good. I actually didn't travel this weekend. I got to stay home. I had one of my first events at my school, kind of training clinic. Had a bunch of good athletes in there working out all weekend. 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon. So it's pretty good turnout. A lot of good work this weekend. It was
Doing the
fun to
Lord,
kinda-
doing the Lord's work in the names
The
of
Lord's
Mr.
work.
Spinks. So yeah. Anyway, let's let that have the
But it-
light here for a while. Coach Miranda, what do you got?
Yo, man, I've been, as you know, I've been a whirlwind tour just all over the place. But I was in Chicago, man. I was in my old stomping grounds and actually in a northern suburb. Really, really nice place. Gentleman has Roger Park. I knew him since he's a little kid. I knew his father. Very, very successful school. Great staff. I love his school. Is beautiful. Like really, for me, it's like an ideal school because I love like long schools, and so it's just long. It's everything is put away nice and neat. He's got a great office in the back. He's got a great storage. I mean, just really. I walked in on Friday, and I walked in the door, and everyone stood up, started cheering. I was like, okay. Saturday morning, coming in with my coffee, like, yo, man, you guys, I need this entourage everywhere I go. Like they were legit standing up and cheering for me. It was so funny, but nice kids. His kids are beautiful. He's got a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old, a little girl, a little boy. Oh my gosh, so cute. Just a great looking family, and it was fun for me to see a couple of my Chicago friends. We had dinner. I had Korean food twice. I had deep dish pizza. I had Mexican food. Just a great trip. Great trip.
No
So,
Italian beef. You didn't get the Chicago Chi-Town beef.
nah, I didn't. I mean, I wasn't in the city, so that was a little bit harder. That's why, to be honest with you. Matter of fact, I'll tell you how I was not in the city. I got 2 Ubers canceled on me on Sunday morning. I had to call the
really?
dude to come pick me,
out
bro.
there.
I was out there. I was like, this is crazy. This is crazy. But I had this one girl and dad come up to me at the end of the training on Saturday, and the dad's like, he's like, "Oh, so we just really wanted to come by. You know, we're not from here. We're from another school." I was, "Oh, okay, cool." And then he's like, "You know, you know her her mother." And I was like, I was just like, I was just kind of like, where's this going? I'm like, oh boy, because it's my old stomping grounds. And anyway, he's like,
We'd
you know,
like
my,
we'd like you to meet your son. Go ahead.
I was just like, no. But then it was so funny because then he says Lavessa, whatever the last name was, and I'm like, and he's like, used to be Lavessa Corcoran. I'm like, what? This is a girl that I did taekwondo with when I was like a kid, when I was like 13, 14, 15. Now she's married, has a couple kids, lives in the suburbs too, and her daughter does taekwondo. She didn't come because she had something going on, but I was like, that was crazy, man. What a blast from the past. So it's always fun to go out there and do that. So it was a new coup for me too. So there's it's always a little bit of a challenge, but fun, 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 fun. Can't complain.
Cool, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
before I forget, we did have e-sparring at the seminar, so it's kind of cool to do a little electronics on a new system. The system, you can run up to like I think it was like 16 matches it should show on one screen, so it's pretty cool. I think it'd be
Wow.
cool if you had like a bunch of little kids training at the same time. They just needed something to see if they were touching
What's
each
it
other.
called?
But it was pretty cool. It's called e-sparring. E-sparring.
E-sparring.
Yeah, e-sparring. Yeah, he came out. Mr. Matos came out, set it all up for us. Just airdropped it to the TV, and it kind of ran flawlessly. So it was pretty cool. Kind of got everybody a little excited at the end. We did a couple of single matches as well, so it was interesting. Definitely interesting.
Good stuff.
I
Good
know we
stuff.
got a lot to get to, and it's getting late back in North Carolina where people have to brush their
It's because
tooth.
you
Notice I
take
said
forever.
tooth, not teeth.
We
And
we waiting on
you know,
you.
gummy bears out there. Gummy bears is the name of most fathers. So tell us a little bit more about. Tell us a little bit. Da-da-da. You realize I can never go back to North Carolina. I don't like North Carolina. Period. Nothing personal, but I have my own reasons for not
I
liking
know
it there.
why. I
I had a
know.
very traumatic event
I
happen to
know why.
me.
That boy took that L. And
Dude,
then
I
you don't
took
like
the
it.
L. That's one of my worst. You realize I have won a lot more than I've lost because when you lose, you stop fighting, right? Like the day's over. So, you win a lot more than you lose, but the losses have
That's
been
your hate with North
painful.
Carolina.
I
That's the hate with
I
North.
I hate Raleigh, North Carolina.
That's why I love Raleigh.
You should, Coach Moreno, best time of his life. Me,
No.
worst time of my life. My book is out. My new memoirs are out. I finished my memoir. It's called Lessons from the Arena, and it's anecdotes. And I actually think I put the North Carolina story in there. And it's things I've learned about life, but it's out there on Amazon. I have kept, don't worry, coach, I didn't put anything in there about you, but there is going to be a story about you and me and Big Wally in Korea and that big
Yeah.
sissy who disappeared when we needed him. So I'm going to add that to the memoirs because it's like about learning. What did I learn? I learned don't depend on big Wallies. That's what I learned. But anyway, enough of that.
Hey, I got something to pick. I got
Check your stuff. Go ahead.
I got a bone to pick to start. I don't know, man. I was looking at something the other day, and I think when Coach from Texas kind of put up some things about how much everything is costing and stuff like that, and
Saw
people are
that.
chiming in, and I think I chimed in a couple different things, but I started looking at all this different stuff, and I'm like, because an organization put out that they're going to start posting their points and their rankings. And I started looking at it and then seeing the couple new events and all the different stuff. And I'm like, yo, this sounds like the NGB, when they first started. And it was everything was points, 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 ranking, ranking, ranking. You guys got to fight more. And first of all, that didn't last too long, because everybody was like, this is ridiculous. But I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna say this out of the side of my mouth, it kind of made sense because you're the NGB and you're the you're the what do you call it? The platform to get to the national team, both on cadet, junior, and senior, and all three of them. But for the other organization, like it makes no sense to have a ranking. I guess for nationals or for team trials, like it, it's it's not that important. So I just started thinking about it. I'm like, and then again, knowing the collaboration that supposedly has happened, we haven't heard anything about the collaboration, right? After all that, you know, talk and this and that and kumbaya. everyone's basically been, kind of doing their own thing. But I just started thinking about like, why would you do a point ranking? Why would you do all these tournaments? Why would you try to, you know, hide behind, we're trying to give you more matches, trying to give you more experience. It's a money grab. I mean, and that's what we've been complaining about, from a NGB standpoint for a while. And now these guys are doing the exact same thing. I mean, unless
Like
I'm wrong,
mirroring.
but it's
No, it's
mirroring,
exact.
right?
It's a mirroring. It's mirroring. I mean, again, what did you say they said they're gonna put their points out every week,
I think every month.
every month? But like I just
You
like you
got two
said, for a
months. You got
development,
2 months. You got May and June, duh.
yeah.
But
But
nobody
for a
knows where they're
developmental
at.
organization,
They don't really have another website. They're going to do it on their registration platform. It's just it's messy, of course.
yeah. I just don't get the point of.
We've talked about it before. You know, you have the organization being run by a PR guy, and I forgot to tell you guys, I was busy last week. I was going around the country in my house and Zoom, and I was signing memorandums of understanding. So I figured I'm going to go out and join the party. So I now have a memorandum of understanding with my guy at Starbucks, where we mutually agree he's going to make my drinks. And then I have a memorandum with my butt that when I go to the bathroom, I'm going to use Charmin toilet paper. So, because that's about as useful as the memorandums of understanding. And this is the WT. This is the kooky one, And I got a
It's
good,
crazy
dude.
right now.
I got a good friend of mine, and I'm not even talking about the clown. Oh, whatever his name is. This guy, a friend of mine. I'm sitting at this event this weekend. He's like, "Oh, Herb, will you come? Will you come down with me? And the kooky one president is coming, and I want you to come and meet him." And I go, "I'm not coming." I said, if I come, I'm going to tell him what I think. And he goes, I want you to. I go, no, 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 you
You don't.
don't want me to. You don't want me to tell him what I think. I'm going to go down because he's coming down. And this is another guy. He's out there signing memorandums of understanding with everybody and their brother. And a guy that that you came out here to do a seminar with, he was there. He's there with his wife, going to church and doing this other thing. And then he's going to go sign a memorandum. So a memorandum of understanding is basically a piece of paper. It was left over in the printer and you needed something to do with it, and you agree that you understand each other. And this is what these guys do. So the point system is designed by a PR guy. He thinks that back in the day they had this thing called green stamps. So when you bought stuff, you got these things called green stamps, and you'd save them up, and then you go to
Oh yeah, I remember that stuff.
yeah, and you go get
Oh
a bunch
yeah.
of dishes, or you get
Oh
a
yeah.
toaster or something. And when you went to a
They're
bank,
like
you open up.
stamps.
Yeah,
They're
they're
like stamps.
literally
You put them on the.
stamps. That's what the USAT is doing. You are now going to get points so that you can go home and tell your grandparents, guess what, Grandma? I am now the best person on my block in my school, right? It's student of the month time.
But TJ,
It's
it's crazy. It's
yeah.
crazy because these same people hated that. They hated that from before, and now they're just
It was the
recycling.
exact. Yeah.
They well, when you have so there's a saying in the law. When you go to law school, they teach you this. When you have the law, pound on the law. When you have the facts, pound on the facts. If you don't have the facts in your favor or the law, pound on the table. Right now, the USAT is pounding. Do you see my hand motion? They're pounding. This is what they're pounding. Just so you're
I
He
clear.
mean,
was talking about. I think he was talking about more about leaving like the AU side because they're the
yeah, that's what I'm
development.
talking
They're
about.
Yeah, but the
like
AU's a
like
clown show too. They've been how long? They've been a clown show. They're the original clown show. So I mean,
And I
Yeah,
know,
but
but why can't they just be a developmental organization like they should be? You're creating all these extra tournaments and all these extra things that people are going to, like you said, hiding it behind. We're giving
you
you more. We're giving you more.
oh you,
It's the
I did a bit of
same
research.
yeah,
people. There's not enough.
coach TJ.
Oh god.
Oh, again, you are looking at the flower, not the seed. Don't look at the seed, look at the flower. How many times I have to tell you? You've been in North Carolina too long. You and your tooth. You have too many teeth for that town. Look at the flower, not the seed.
TJ, I did something like and I said I did some digging up. I didn't dig up anything because I don't give a crap. But something popped up into one of my like on your social media pops up on your memories or whatever, and it was I don't know if it was I guess it was the MOU from like 2018 between AAU and USAT,
I think I
and
saw
it's
that. Yeah,
you too. It's like
I think I saw that.
it's basically the exact dude. It's I'm gonna send it to you, and I want you to look at it word for word. It's it's the same thing. Like
It's the same thing with the same person talking to the same organization. It's the
that's
same
funny. That's
person.
funny.
It's the
That's funny.
same actually a little less, but semi chat GPT, same MOU, and they're gonna work together and they're gonna do this and it's gonna look like this and they're gonna, overlap this and this. And I mean, it's almost like the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, I just
Is that exact same document.
I hate to say it, and I know like it's out of sight, out of mind, and stuff like that. And I want to, I in a strange way, I want to revisit, you know, why we are here talking about this type of stuff. After our suspension for what for being on a podcast, and like we said, we talked about things forever, for over a year.
Are
But as
you
soon
are
as
you
it knew,
still are you still suspended?
yeah, we are still suspended.
Oh my
But
God.
yeah, I know, and yeah, and we haven't heard anything. So, or, our council hasn't heard anything. But that and how it all played out with you, TJ, and now here we are a couple months later, and everyone's just trying to kind of put it underneath the rug and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna let that go. I'm not gonna let that go. How they handled that with you. I'm not gonna let that go where they are right now, even with us. Even with some of these, other social media people putting things out there about me and you, when it first came out, and like that was all planted. That was obviously all planted, and it's it's slimy. It's wrong, and to try to, you know, I didn't talk about it, but I was told that recently there was some kind of hacking going on in a Zoom call that these people had, and it was pretty ugly. And I heard that they thought it was me and you, TJ. That me and you hacked their Zoom call and put some crazy stuff up. I'm like,
They
are
obviously
you
don't
guys
watch this. They
fucking
don't.
nuts?
They don't even watch
They're
this
telling people this.
podcast. You guys can't even figure out how to sign on to this podcast.
It's
How are
true.
you going to hack anything?
It's true. I mean,
You have the computer literacy of a kindergartner. The both of you
listen.
combined.
I'm the worst. I'm the worst. But when I was hearing about the story, blah, 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 and then it got to that part, I was like, I was
People are telling you
cracking.
that.
I knew
But like
TJ
they're
was in
telling
trouble
this,
when I see him trying to swipe on the computer screen. He
they're
thought the
telling
computer screen
people
was an
this stuff.
iPad.
No, but think
This is
about that.
happening, and this
That's
is stupid stuff like that's happening. Is getting back to you that they think that we went and hacked something.
can
That's
you
how
believe
badly
it?
they're. That's smearing right there. That's crazy. It's
It's
crazy.
crazy. Well, first of all, I'm like, again, you guys are thinking about us that much that you think we were like, let's hack into your demonstration Zoom call. I'm like, what the heck? What the heck? I'm
It's
surprised,
hard for me.
it
It's
hasn't been
hard for me
talked
watching
about.
all these, like everything. But it's hard. I mean, like now we're just flooding the Facebook with this person. Hey, you chair. Hey, you chair. Hey, you chair. Hey, you chair. Congratulations. It's all this, like you said, that
Eh,
kumbaya. That like just it's almost like it's not grimy, not slimy, but it's just weird. It's hard for me because all these people are sitting back watching what they did to two people in the organization, and it's all
Meanwhile,
good.
meanwhile, all these things that they're having, and they're having like 80 people at their tournament, 100 people. I mean, I get it.
Right.
I get it. You're trying to build an awareness. Let's say I get it, but like it's over the top, guys. It's so fake. I pointed this, I pointed that, I pointed this. It's like, really? You're a referee. I mean, it's you come to the tournament, you
We
work. I again, I understand self promotion. I mean, we all do it. I do it. Peak performance for my own brand. I do it. I know you do it, Young. You do it in your own area. But this is just, like I said, getting back to my original point, let's not forget what got us here, and what transpired, and what was said, what not was inferred, what was said, how it played out, and then all of a sudden how you get we both get suspended right after that when you decline, and that's just forgot
and
it.
still to this day I haven't been told what I did.
Nope,
You know that?
nope, me neither,
I still don't know what I was suspended for. We
me
asked
neither.
for clarification. Our counsel asked for clarification. I still don't know
But when
what I
we
got
get our
suspended
hearing,
for.
we're gonna sit there like, well, you guys want to cue us in on what we did wrong so we can defend ourselves, or give you a different version. It's just, obviously, it's hogwash, it's silly, it's dumb, and like I said, I'm not it just all this popped into my mind when I started seeing all this ranking stuff, and I just started like kind of thinking back of how where that came from for the first time, and knowing what these people thought about that, and here they are doing it. That's why I use the word slimy. I mean, you could say I'm wrong, but a lot of people think the same. So
I
I
just
don't
don't
know.
get the point of the point chase. I don't get the point of like trying to acquire this number one rank at AAU nationals. I really don't get it. Like, don't you want to show up? Isn't that supposed to be a building point? Isn't that supposed to be the less congested route to get to the point where you can have some good matches and have some good interactions? It's supposed to be kind of not friendship. I understand they have their national team structure, but it's just going to an open. You
Yeah.
literally pay for states, you pay for regionals now, you go pay for nationals. They take some
If
of
for
that
team
money and you go
trials,
on a trip. You pay for team trials. By all that time you did all this stuff, you probably could have just went to a tournament by yourself.
you could have been to 2 tournaments by yourself.
Probably
Let's be
two.
honest.
Probably
Like,
two.
come on. I mean, when you're paying $230, these things are not cheap anymore, and flights and hotels and blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
Come
yeah. I
on,
didn't even add that
easy,
part. Yeah, yeah.
easy.
Easy.
Mom and dad, easy 2 trips,
Easy.
easy. Not even
Easy.
close.
So,
I mean,
so if you
people did
so if it's not a
it
money grab, I don't know what it is.
exactly. People did it even like myself when I kind of went back to AU to kind of support just because exactly what you said. It was just clean, easy, direct. If you win, you go on a team. Okay, great. If you don't, no problem. It was just a tournament. It was just development. I don't think anybody
You get
was
some
like,
more matches.
"Hooray! I'm on this team. I made it. Finally, I've
I don't know
arrived."
about that. I don't know
Well,
about that.
not me.
I
I'm just
mean,
telling you, like,
oh yeah, no,
I know for some
yeah,
people that's a big win. But come on,
yeah.
come on. I don't know. So anyway, I'll let that go for now. Let's talk about the Pan Am Championships in Brazil.
Brazil. I'm
When,
excited. I'm
when are you
excited.
getting? When are you getting there?
I get there midday Thursday, so right, I get there right basically before because the fight start on Friday, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All divisions same day, so I
You're gonna
get
miss
there. Start,
Pumse?
huh? I'm gonna
You're
miss
gonna miss.
Pumse. I couldn't get my flight change. I tried my hardest to get my flight change. They got you in there watching Pumse.
Nope.
You're going to miss Pumse? I never want to miss Pumse. I do. I can't wait. The only thing more exciting than watching Pumse is watching a middleweight match in the current style of Taekwondo. Those things are a toss up for me.
Male or
Yeah, we'll,
female?
we'll go back to uh, go back to this in a second. No, who just reached out to me for some kind of program?
Ooh.
Your boy Kamal from the Jordan, the middleweight guy
Oh, nice. I like him.
from Toronto.
Yeah, yeah. Good guy.
Yeah.
Good guy.
No, but the Pan Ams, I actually leave tomorrow, so I'll be there, and I don't know, kind of a mix. I mean, like you, I like going to Brazil. I know you're gonna stay after a little bit with Coach Diego and stuff like that. That's gonna be a really nice
Yeah.
training camp. Um, I'm, I don't know how I'm feeling about this tournament, just because I know, like, 10 days later, 5 days later, everything goes back to zero. You know what I'm saying? So I
I
think
think
it'll
it's like
be.
I think I'm excited because you gotta. I mean, I'm excited. It's probably one of the biggest ones I'll get to watch this year. Obviously, I'm missing out on all the Grand Prix and all that stuff. So this will be the championship I kind of get to be in the house for. So I know everything goes back to zero, but I think people still play a little bit for real. Some of these
No,
countries can't
no,
afford not to play for real. A lot of the countries they take it seriously. So I think it'll be fun. I'm
no. Don't get
excited
me
to be
wrong.
there.
They're gonna listen. I was telling my daughter today. I was like, you know what I like about the Brazil people in particular? They like to fight. Like they don't need a reason to fight. They're like they can say, "Oh, I'm going to save myself for the Grand Prix in 2 weeks." They're like, "No, let's go." So I really like that, and it's in their hometown, so they're going to feel. Oh, there are some of them. They're going to feel real. You know, they're going to have a lot of friends and family there, so they're gonna. Yeah, it's definitely going to be. It'll be exciting, and it's crazy because it's all on one day, TJ. Like all weights, 16 categories on one day, bro. It's gonna be. Uh, what's gonna suck is you're gonna miss something. You're gonna miss some good matches. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to go back and watch them if you can dig them up. Which I don't know. I like to.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my best. I normally try to write all the ones out the night before I want to see, kind of like where when the good people meet the other good people and stuff like that. So I'll try to do the same for this. But the venue there is usually a little easy. You could sit in one side
Easy.
and probably not miss much.
No,
If
no.
you
If
kind of
you're
know
if
where
you're
it's going and
if
stuff.
you're in the stands, for sure, 100%.
I like
I'll
I
get
like the
you. I'll
venue
get
for
you up
that
to that.
reason.
I'll get you up to the VIP little area because you can see everything. You get coffee and
iBox. There we go.
yeah,
I'm gonna hold
go
you to
walk back
that.
and forth.
Guess we was
Yeah,
that
yeah.
last time, so that'll be cool. But I'm excited. I think, like I said, for me, it's I'll be there afterwards too for the cadet championship and the under 21, which I'm also excited about. It's just kind of, I guess, get to be with my guys and get a couple good matches. Hopefully, middle level matches or good people, whatever. But it'll be good
You got
to be
people
there
fighting
for
both days,
that
Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, I got on a
Oh,
cadet on Saturday and then under 21 on Sunday,
okay. I
and then
didn't
I
know
take
that. That's
Monday
good.
off. Yeah, I think then the camp starts on Tuesday, and I'm only staying for a couple of days,
I
and
think
then
he
I got to
pushed the
get back
camp
to the
up to
karate
Monday.
school to start on Monday.
Yeah,
I just
That's it.
texted him today, so I got to call him. I got to text him back to because I
Yeah.
was trying to change hotels on Monday because
I
it's a
think he
little
did it.
far.
I think he did it from Monday because he's like, oh, everyone's fighting on Friday, so they can be back
Mhm.
on start on Monday. And I think he has to go somewhere Friday, or maybe it's Saturday, something like that. But
I'll ask him. But yeah, I'm excited about that too. I always like being. It's funny because going to Brazil sometimes, like having all those people in that room and like it's the weather, the kind of warehouse feel is kind of cool just to sit around and watch those guys train and kind of I'll have my guys that are interacting, get a good view of my guys just in a different room under a different system. So
yeah.
I think overall it'll be good. And obviously, I'm gonna eat my face off and find as much food as I can possibly find
I
while
was just
I'm
about to
there.
say what you're gonna eat. Where are you staying?
All the Venique. Don't be looking for
Dale.
me.
What
Don't
are you
be
talking
looking for
about?
me.
That's my
Oh, you
place.
can look for me. I'm talking about don't be
Yeah.
looking for me. Yeah, I
Hey,
ended up over there.
yeah, it's good. Oh, so they got all those little places right around the corner we can go eat too. That's
Yeah, the
tight.
little
That's tight.
spots. Yes,
Very
sir.
good. Very good. So anyone in particular, like you,
I,
from any
I wouldn't
country or
I wouldn't say particular country. I say I'm always interested in watching 80 for guys, 68 for guys. Um, 74 could be a little interesting. Girls side, 49 is always on and off. 67 will be fun. Um, that's about it. I don't know.
yeah.
I'm not sure any other ones. 53, 57. I mean, maybe 57. 57 is always good too. I like 57. They're like the little fast, explosive division, a little bit stronger girls. They get into it. So I'm excited
Curious.
about
I'm,
most of
I'm
those
curious to
divisions.
watch um Dominican Republic. I'm
Why is
just
that?
curious to what. Yeah, just because I feel like they've been a little flat for a while, and I feel like they're just, they have the Central American Games coming up in their own country, so I feel like they need to like kind of get out there again. Because I mean, for a while they were like, they were tough, like top to bottom, they were hard out for everybody, and they're real physical and very athletic and aggressive. Didn't always make the greatest decisions, but I think they're. I'll be curious to see how they fight. Um,
A lot of new
you know,
people on the team or a lot of similar faces?
I think there's a couple of similar faces. I know the P brother is fighting in 74 now. He's not fighting
74.
68. Bernardo
Bernardo?
and
Bernardo's 74.
yeah, and there's another. I think one or two girls that are the same, but I don't really know. I haven't paid that much attention. And then just random countries. I know like for example, Ecuador has a couple good people. Um, some of these Central American countries, and but you're right. It's going to be. Colombia is going to bring a strong team. Argentina will be a strong team. Brazil bring a strong team. Mexico bring a strong team. Canada, United States, um, Cuba only has a couple people, so it's going to be those big four or fives. And I think when we look at the brackets, if everyone shows up, like there's going to be a lot of Brazil on Brazil fighting, like in the quarters and semis. I was hoping that we could be a little bit more spread out so we can make it, possibly to the finals, but
And
we'll end
I
up
think it's
kind
always
of.
good to see this too because, when we run it back for the continental qualifiers, it's not that far out now. It's just being 2 years out, you know what I mean, for that.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives you a little look at where everyone is now and then where we end up later on when all that kind of is said and done. So,
You want to hear something weird? That we have this para athlete, Mr. Felix Sabates. Felix?
of
Yeah,
course.
Felix. He trains with Coach Benaby, and then he comes down to Miami twice a week. And great man, just a super super guy. But so he's on the para team that's going. So he's required to fly from Miami, I think, to Atlanta and then to North Carolina. But regardless, he has got to go to North Carolina so he can meet with the team, and then the team flies from Charlotte to Miami, and then
No.
leaves 100%. He's living in Miami, young. He lives in Miami. They're gonna make a flight to Charlotte to come back to Miami
Are
and
they
then leave to
training? Are they training when they get to Charlotte or something? This is
oh,
all in the same day?
same day.
Be
No,
missing.
there's
I'd
no
be
way.
missing a plane.
Yeah, I would not do it. They
Yeah.
could do whatever. There's no way. They'd have to kick me off the team. I I would stay home. There's no way. There's no way you can convince me to fly there and fly right back.
I would be like, "No, I am with you, man." I was cracking up. I was like, "What?"
There's no way.
I think they're gonna be on my flight tomorrow night, man. Yeah, that'll be interesting.
When do you guys
There's
get
no
back?
way.
I'm actually coming home early. I'm coming home Saturday night to get home Sunday morning for Mother's Day because I've been missing a lot of things, and so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be there for my wife,
Stay married,
my
baby.
beautiful
Stay
wife.
married.
Yeah, I get back like
Yes.
the 14th. So I'm
Are you
gonna stay
trying
for
to
like
stay
2 or 3
gone?
days. Nah. Actually, you know what happened to me on the way home? So I tried to book a cheap flight from
You got pulled over?
coming back. No, I had like a
You got racially
$55
profiled? You didn't get racially profiled?
$55 $55 Spirit flight, and then Spirit goes under. So now I got to get a replacement
Oh,
flight from. I know. I
Where?
was trying to save money for the squad, so I'm going from here to Orlando, and then Orlando there. But on the way back, that little connection, I took a Spirit one because it was like $48 or something. I'm like, cool, quick, no problem. And then they go under. So now I'm in
You might
works to
you
find another
Oh,
flight.
no, he's going early because you know who's doing that? Going to Orlando is
Mm.
Josiah from
Mm.
yeah. So, it's funny because remember I was asking you damn, I'm throwing platinos in there. You remember when I was asking you about, like, where to fly into for this, East Championship, and you said
Yeah,
Philly?
yeah. It's
I
right,
was
right?
looking, it better be because that's what they're flying into, and so and if not, my wife and daughter are stuck somewhere, it's your fault, motherfucker. But
No,
anyway,
Coach Ma. I feel
Camilo's
bad.
gonna be in Philly. No, I was looking at flights and the same thing. Like Spirit was like $72. Everything else was like 350, 400. I was like, you know what? I should just rough it and just do it. But for some reason I didn't. Thank God. Because they would have been stuck like
What
Chuck.
what a joke. They refunded the 45 sucky dollars, but all the flights now are like 300, $400 for a one way.
You get your
They're not
money?
cheap. Not yet, but it's like literally the whole ticket was $48. I have a
Oh.
refund receipt. Yeah, it's not like it sucks, but
But from
so
who?
anyways,
From
yeah.
Spirit?
yeah, you can use it in
No,
Spirit.
from
Don't worry. Hold on to it. You rebook it.
not was it whatever I booked it through, not
Oh,
Kayak or Priceline or something
oh,
like
okay,
that.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's
but
why
I'm excited. I'm
still
excited.
loyal to. I'm still loyal to United
United.
because I can fix problems. I don't have to worry about the airline going out of business.
Yeah, I never used Spirit, but that was too tempting. It was like $45. Dude. It's only like an hour and 10-minute flight.
But from where to where? From Orlando to there?
Orlando to Charlotte. Yeah,
What are you flying from Orlando to? Are you straight to Rio?
yeah. No, no, I stopped somewhere. I don't remember where.
Panama?
Yes, sounds about right.
The Panama, the airport's nice.
I heard. I've never been, but I heard. But it's not. We're only there for like a short, quick time. But so yeah, I don't leave out till Wednesday, so I got a couple more days at home, and I'll head over there, get ready for that. But like I said, I'm always excited to watch Taekwondo. I know, unlike Grandmaster Disaster, good Taekwondo, bad Taekwondo. I like Taekwondo, so we'll be there.
Young. If
Yeah,
me and Coach Jennings buy you a ticket to come to an event with us, would you come?
kind of event.
Taekwondo, what do you, a blues band, it
Yeah.
with, with rainbow shirts on.
Where?
What do you mean?
What? Where?
A
Where? Where?
K-pop,
Where?
K,
Where? Where?
K-pop. I'm gonna
Where?
take you to a
You should go
K-pop
to
concert.
you should go to Rome Grand Prix. I keep trying to sell this to people because I can't go. So I
Rome?
keep trying to send everyone
Rome, I
there.
go
Yes,
to, but I'll
go
buy
to
my own
Rome
ticket.
Grand
But
Prix.
wait, I will go there.
Well, if you buy you buy mine too, I'll go with you. Just buy mine.
How did this
You know,
get to you guys are buying
I
me a
don't
ticket to
know.
go watch Taekwondo, and then next thing I know, I'm buying you a ticket.
Yeah, no, you should go to the Rome Grand Prix. That would be the one I would go to because it's Rome and the venue I like.
I want to go
So
see
the
the
whole setup is cool.
Coliseum. That's been something I went to
Yeah.
Milan, but I haven't been to Rome, so we go.
Yeah,
I would definitely go. When
where
is
they
the
have this
Rome Grand
tournament?
Prix?
First week of June. Young, where
Ugh.
they have it at this where they play the Italian Open in tennis. And so like
Oh,
you walk the holding area, you walk underneath, and then you come like you're in the hall, like when they're walking out to the tennis courts, and you walk, and they have an outdoor venue, like that's where they play tennis, and so it's all open air around, and it's just got a top over the top. And it's like it looks like you said, like Coliseum seating is just big the brick things that go down. You can stand up like in the aisles and watch the matches. It's pretty cool. And they have like
Go like this.
yeah, right. They have like 1,000 kids there, like in a venue right next door, like having a tournament too, free. I think it's free. Crazy.
You remember this, right?
I do remember this. Ta-da!
Ta-da.
But TJ, I mean, it's going to be a good one. But I think Paris could be good too, just
Where's it
because
at? Is it the same
it's
venue you think? The
in
same venue that's
Paris.
been at?
I don't know. That's a good question. No, I just said that because this first one has a conflict with the President's Cup in Europe, and I think some people
When
are
is it?
gonna the same weekend.
No. How do we make those kind of mistakes?
Yeah, Europeans are pissed, man. That's a G3. And some people are saying maybe it's easier to win the President's Cup than it is at the Grand Prix. But that's
But
debatable
how
because you're gonna have like 50 Russians in each division. So that could be a
but
little thick.
how do we keep making those mistakes? Like that's
Yeah,
not good. With a 2-year cycle, that's not good.
that's
You
really
can't make
bad.
you can't make any mistakes like that in a 2-year cycle.
Yeah.
You just can't. That's bad.
We have our President's Cup in the Women's World Championship the girls are gonna miss. It's not gonna affect the
But
guys, but for the girls,
do they consider those extra points for the women's world championships? Is that like outside of the 40 or 60 or whatever?
yes.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, they're not open
Uh,
points.
Why do you think that is? What the significance of the women's world championships to have it by itself and they're at the men's world champ like together? Is there like was there a reasoning behind it or is just to give them more give the women more matches, more opportunity?
I don't wanna give, Grandmaster Disaster any like fuel to this fire, but it's leadership again on the surface, like we're giving females more opportunities to develop in some other countries. But I mean they have all the opportunities that we have every open, every world championship, every continental games. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it was I don't know. I really don't
How
know.
was the event last time? Was it in was it Nairobi? Was that not
Dude, it's
Nairobi? Where was
horrible,
it?
man. It was in
What was it?
Malabo, Malabo,
It
New
was bad.
Guinea.
Hmm.
Horrible. Horrible. They didn't start the tournament on time because they didn't have the KPP there. And then there was no chairs. So referees didn't have any chairs. I'm talking the morning of the competition. They brought us in like a local tournament. Like, okay. I was like, damn, man. There was zero holding area. Zero holding area. Like, know what? Fend for yourself. It was kind of like that Cuba
At
trip you
the
guys went to.
I didn't go. I ducked out
Oh,
on accident, but I didn't go. I hurt. It was bad. But that and I suppose that we're making these important events and then just putting minimal resources
and
and
they did it in
action from some.
Africa, and there was like no Africans there. No Africans. I mean, I think Morocco and Egypt came, but like I'm talking like continent down on Africans. Like there was like four from like Ivory Coast and no, it was bad. Even the technical committee said like we had this thing here to give people in this region opportunities, and nobody showed up. So
I just never
that's
understood the significance of just doing it separate like that, especially since
mm,
they're
mm,
out of the
mm.
regular world championships and they're outside. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because guys don't compete against girls. I just don't understand. It just offsets the whole structure a little bit, right?
Yeah, but somebody said something like they made a comment like all of our points reset, but like the junior world championship points don't reset. So these kids are going to go to
I
the
was
junior
gonna
world champ.
ask you that.
Yeah. So they're going to come. They could go right to the Grand Prix right away if they won a junior world championships a month ago. Like that's crazy. That's crazy.
But what's crazy is they thought about this and did it on purpose. There's no way they didn't think about that,
So I don't know what they
right?
think about or don't think about anymore. Really, I don't. I mean, how many times have we had this conversation? Like when there's a new rule change, there's a new schedule change, and we're like, who sat in a room and said, "This is a good idea to call a double deduction in the last 10 seconds"? Yep, that makes sense.
I've never like I know it benefited a lot of people and like in some situations those people turned into like superstars, but I never thought it was made any sense for those points to transfer to senior points. You got seniors like scraping and scrapping to kind of be in the top 31, 32, whatever it was. And now you got these juniors who don't have any senior experience or not any senior points moving into the Grand Prix in front of people that have been competing in the system.
No,
Like
I
that's
listen.
a
I was never a fan of it. I understood what they were thinking to give these kids a chance, blah blah blah. But I never liked it. I
but
never
what
liked
is
it.
it? But what is it? I don't understand.
Their thing was to keep them past that sticking point, like because they were saying there's a drop off, after juniors. So if we can keep some of these champions up there and just give them the chance to fight in there, doesn't mean they're going to win. Doesn't mean they're going to stay up there that long. But maybe now with the 50% drop off after the year, you know what I'm saying? It'll be more significant. So my point is, because you don't get all your points. You get like I forgot, is it 50%? I forgot what it is. Like so, if you win 100,
I
you don't get
think
100 points, or maybe it's 80 points. But but in the old, let's use 100. And if you dropped off 25%,
We're going to grab the bull by the balls and kick those
it's been a
punks
while.
off campus.
What do you intend to do, sir? Delta's already on probation.
They are?
Yes, sir.
Oh. Then, as of this moment, they're on double secret probation.
That's how I feel. Maybe I'm on double secret probation. I don't know it.
That's
To
what
be
it is,
honest.
man. That's what it is. They ran out of stuff to do, so they did the Animal House, double super secret probation in the last few seconds. So they must have. This is what they do in their spare time. I apologize. I digress.
no.
Yeah, I don't
And
know.
I was just saying,
I
like,
didn't like it. I didn't like it.
yeah, I don't like it. But now with the 2-year cycle, that it'll go down 50%. So if the kid isn't good and he doesn't win at the Grand Prix, it's just a matter of time. But yeah,
That's still
regardless,
somebody missing out on a Grand Prix, though,
you're
potentially,
right.
right? That's, I
You're right.
mean, to no real effect of their own. You got people coming into the system being higher ranked because they won in juniors. I don't think it can happen. I don't know how you do it, or I understand the reason to kind of keep them in the development, but I think they just got to go fight like everybody else. I don't know,
No,
right? If it's going back to zero, shouldn't they have a really good shot at going zero? G1s,
and see,
G2s.
so that's a good point because originally they said it's hard for them to catch when all these people had these points, but when everything starts at zero, they should just be again. We're all on even
In the
playing
mix,
fields.
right?
I
Mhm.
listen for so
Now it's
long.
lopsided.
To do, you moron? What the hell is supposed to do, you moron? What the hell is
All right, sorry. I digress. It's been a moment, so I'll stop. Go ahead.
No, what were you talking about?
Them letting them keep their points when everyone else is going to zero. Like it's almost lopsided now. Like the juniors keep their points and everyone
Oh
else is
no!
like go to
What I was
zero.
gonna say, like, I used to thought. Listen, I never liked that. I never liked that people just kept on having points. So, for example, and you could tell me, oh, they went down 25% every year. But for example, if you went to the Olympics and you got a medal, like you were in the Grand Prix for the next 3 years, no matter what. Like
Yeah.
you're gold, and so you had a big leg up. This is gonna be the first time where superstars are gonna have to start from zero again, just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be interesting. I think. I think it's gonna be really interesting when the param. I remember
So
when
look at it
Jake
this way.
Jones.
Maybe they gotta maybe it's I mean, when we're talking about the juniors keeping their points, maybe because it's zero, maybe they're fending off more of these kids. Maybe there's more, the brackets are reset, so a lot of the bigger guys are fighting, earlier in situations and stuff like that.
They could.
It gets messy quick.
It gets real quick, and so I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I'm curious. Like you said, this first Grand Prix should be interesting. The 3 Grand Prix this year are gonna be. I'll be curious to see if there's any consistency, or is it like you're hot one tournament, I'm hot one tournament, and also at the end of the year we're all basically there's parity.
I think that's where we are now in this entire sport. We go from an era of like, we talk about a lot, but talk about Dae Hoon Lee winning, a lot of Grand Prix back to back to back. What's like 8 or 9? There's a lot, right? I
That's
don't
a
think
lot.
that happened. I don't think that could ever happen again now. I don't think there will be that much consistency ever in any division.
Yeah, that's a lot to run off. To be honest with you, that's a lot to run off. I mean, for anybody. I
Yeah.
mean, Maria had a great year last year. We talked about that. And
Yeah.
that was phenomenal. I mean, we really did. I mean, 3 Grand Prix challenges in a world championship in a university. You're just kind of like, what? And not to mention a
That's
couple
true. Maybe
opens.
I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
No,
I think you're right. I think it's gonna be a lot harder. I
yeah,
think there is a lot more tournaments, and then you can look at the schedules overlapping with weird stuff like the President's Cup and everything. Like anything can happen. I think that was kind of like, for me, the World Championship kind of looked like that. You just didn't know who was going to be where and what was going to fall when, you know?
Yeah. I think for sure on the men's side, it's definitely more difficult. I don't know. Yeah, I don't see that happening, anytime soon, but let's see, bro. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good one. Uh-oh.
That's it. How did it feel to you?
Let me think.
Don't think. Feel. It is like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory. Do you understand? Never take your eyes off your opponent.
Yeah, a lot of rules.
I wish to hear, man. I wish
You
people
got a
could hear
lot of
all
rules.
these.
He's got a lot of rules.
When you put this up, no one ever hears all those things,
Really?
do they? No,
No, I
I
think
don't
they
think
do.
I don't
so.
I
think
think they
so.
do. If I do share, I think they do. Oh, well, I'll do. It's like a finger pointing to the moon. Do not all the heavenly glory. Oh. Well, anyway, I'm gonna have to put it in if they miss it because that's such a shame. I'll put it in the beginning of the video, so I gotta figure that out. But
Yeah, but actually, the ones you put out today were pretty good. The double secret spy one was pretty good.
That was pretty good. That's from Animal House. It's like, yeah, we'll put him on double secret probation. So you go out of the ring, you're gonna get double negative points. So next year that'll change to triple. Trust me.
Yeah.
What else we got, gentlemen? I know we got a long agenda. I know you guys, can't be your only consternation.
We're waiting for you, Grandmaster, to enlighten us about
Oh,
the flower.
the flop. Oh, wait till you see. Oh, no, don't get me started. Wait till you
Wait a
see.
minute, I heard you're about to go on with this guy, this verbal violence. I heard you're about to get like smoked, man. He said we're warming
Dude,
up for you, man.
I had no idea that
just
I
kidding.
was that popular. I had no idea. But I'm
Have we talked since
ready
you
and
did your
prepared.
episode?
What's
Mine?
that?
Yeah.
No,
I
we
haven't.
haven't.
No, I got to.
Oh no, because I did mine after yours. We did ours on Monday, and I did it on Wednesday. Yeah. So I did my podcast. I did Sven's verbal violence podcast. It was good.
Nice.
I thought it was good. I mean,
What'd you guys
it
talk
went
about?
fast. Dude, we talked about everything. We talked a little bit about my upbringing. We talked a little bit about old school fighters. I talked a lot about Joseph Salim. I think he's just one of the underappreciated like athletes and coaches. I mean, he's just I think very highly of him. I thought very highly of him. Rest in peace. We talked about actually I talked to him a little bit about like coaching. Is it merit based or is it what you have to offer? And I asked him if he thought we had some good coaches in the country, and he said no. And I said, I think we do. I'm not saying they're all leaders, but I think there's a bunch of people that could contribute underneath the right leadership. And I kind of called him out a little bit. And I know it sounds personal, but for TJ, I was like, you've mentioned other coaches before, and I'm not saying they're good coaches or bad coaches, but you mentioned them. I said, but you failed to mention TJ when TJ's been an Olympic coach, he's been a Grand Prix coach, he's been a World Championship coach, he's been a coach of a professional team. He's done all the things that more than all the people that you've mentioned, and you didn't mention them. And so, and I don't know what you think about this, Young, but I think some people in life have it and some people don't. It's like the mafia stuff. What I said with Lucky Luciano and Meyer Lansky. Together, they treated themselves as equals, but in public, it was Lucky Luciano. He was the leader. Whoever chose him, or the media, or the people chose him. And I believe there's some leaders in this country, and then there's other people that are very good, and they may be equal when it comes to knowledge. I mean, I'm being very vague here. Maybe they're equal, but I think some people just have a better ability to manage people, to motivate people, and to lead people. And I think TJ is one of those people, to be honest with you. And so I was kind of, it wasn't anything contentious, but I said, I think you forgot about him when you were.
Who was saying that?
I was saying that.
But who was saying that there weren't good coaches in this country?
That's what I was about to say. He said there were no good coaches in the entire country. Is what he said.
Who said
No,
that?
Catch that part.
Who said that?
let me, Sven.
He
the guy
doesn't.
that I no,
He doesn't know what he's talking about then,
I
because
said, do we have
that's not
capable
true.
coaches? It's
Yeah.
and I think when I explained it to him, because I think the easy way to be like, no, we don't have any top coach or whatever. But he was when I started talking to him about even specific coaches from from Texas and other parts of the country. I'm like, I'm talking these guys have been around for a long time. They fly under the radar. They're quality people. They've created cadet and junior team people. But I said I'm talking about those kind of guys, and there's a lot of them, men and women in this country. Are they big household names like TJ? No, or Juan Moreno? No, but they're good. And I think under the right leadership. He also asked me about like how things were when, when me
I heard
and
that part.
yeah, when me and Gene were there, and I talked about some good things and some bad things, and we talked about a training camp that we had, that was a selection camp that was, people don't. It's funny, man. People get like half of the
Story.
information.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you ask me right now, a selection camp, I mean, well, first of all, I think I could pick I think I could pick just as good team, if not better team, than if you had a fight out. But what I said was that was considered, and you know about this, young. Pan Am Games and Pan Am Championships in that era were considered developmental. They were they weren't even
And I
looked
know
at by
that.
the Olympic Committee. Yeah, you
Yeah,
know
I
that.
know that. Most when I went to some of the first teams I made when I got to my first Pan Am Championship, the ones that happened, it was because Mark Lopez wasn't there. The big guys didn't go fight those tournaments. Those were walk off tournaments to them because they had fought them so much, and like you said, it didn't really mean anything.
No,
And we
everything was
actually, I think
worlds.
we considered the Pan Am Championship team. You just made the Pan Am Championship, and you weren't considered the national team. You didn't make the national team until you made the world team. Like there was a differentiation between the two words. Like you at the Pan Am Championships, or you were on an actual national team. You went to the World Championships. Those were a
Yes.
differentiation between them. So I
Yeah.
know that too a little bit.
Yeah, so I mean, it was interesting to talk about some of that kind of stuff, and I mean, I think I'll be curious to see what you guys talk about. I'm not sure what he has in store for you or anything like that, but I mean, it was it was fun. Like I said.
He better choose to either be a wedding stone, Rwetting, which is sharpening my blade, or he better choose to be a target, because my blade is sharp and it cuts on the way in and on the way out. So he's
I
been
think you made
whatever.
a.
He
I think the one.
he better come correct and with his game on. So if I ask him a question about are there good coaches in this country, he says so, I'll be like, I said, what?
I don't. Maybe he didn't understand the question. I
No,
mean, like to
I'm
say
just
there's no
teasing.
good. Maybe he didn't understand the
We had
question.
a lot of fun when we had him on the podcast. I'm
Yeah,
just giving him a hard time. I nothing but love for him because he's willing to speak his mind and
yeah.
he's a gentleman. So I'm looking forward to it. But um, and I'm the biggest critic of the United States and its current situation. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend like there aren't good coaches here. My argument is exactly the opposite. There are good coaches here. They're just not being given the opportunities to coach, and they're not being developed correctly. And if you can't do that over a period of time, then you're at fault. It's just like if you can't put people on, I'm not going to say the medal podium. If you can't put people on the top podium, not the medal podium, but on the top podium, then you're not doing your job. In a country of this many people with this much talent and this much money, you ain't making it to the podium. You're not doing your job. So
It's
anyway,
honestly that's something we talked a lot about the tenure and stuff like that of what's been
yeah.
happening. So no, and I'll defend him on this. Like he did say, like and I asked him that he thought for a second. He's like, no, and I go, Let me rephrase it." And then I started talking. He's like, and then he understood where I was coming from. So, um, but
Yeah, I think you made it. You guys were talking when you made a good point when you're like, does it matter who's like how kids feel or how the athletes feel when they're walking in chairs with different coaches or different coaches of different statures that have more maybe connections, maybe it's background, maybe it's medal winning, maybe it's just experience in general. But I know for me when I was an athlete, I don't think I've ever had someone that didn't kind of hold the shield and was like that guy, and they look at the coach and they're like, oh shit, here we go. This is not going to be easy, and I think that's a game changer for a lot of these higher level matches and trying to get in front of these powerhouse countries that win more than not.
listen, again, everyone's well intentioned, right? Everyone's well intentioned in their effort. But I'm telling you, if you have a kid walking to the ring and he sees, Coach A, he's like, he doesn't know what's gonna happen, but he feels comfortable. She feels comfortable. When you sit there and you have Coach A, the coach on the other side's like, okay, this guy's for real. I'm gonna give you a personal story. This guy's for real, and the referees know it as well. And you could say, those kids still got to go out there and fight, but it does matter. People change the way they move. People change the way they talk. People change the way they act. When Coach A is there. Now, if you have Coach M, and all of a sudden you look back and you're kind of like, oh, he's just as nervous as me, or this is his first tournament too. I'm telling you. Or the referee is like, man, I'll call Calm John to that guy all day because he's not going to do nothing. The other coach is like, I ain't losing to that guy. It's that's a true thing. I even said today. I'm sorry, when I was in Uzbekistan, I was watching, the Coach Choi from Thailand, the good Thailand coach. Like when he sat down, I was like, I said, oh shoot, this kid must be good because he don't just come around for nobody, anybody. He must be investing in this person. Like I said that from the freaking cheap seats watching, and people know. People know. So you're right. That's why I said that. I believe it makes a difference who's walking out to your chair. That's just like you could go all the way down to a local level. The master sits in the chair, or the coach sits in the chair, or some assistant instructor. Come on, man. The parents aren't going to be as confident. The kid's not going to be as confident. I mean, there's no replacing it. Now, take that up to the World Championships. It's the same shit. It's the same thing. So, yeah, that's what we're talking about.
That's pretty. I thought you guys had a lot of good topics, and the conversation was good. But I
Anything you
mean, I
didn't
don't.
like?
I'm again, not to sound personal. It is weird when you have a whole conversation about AAU and or coaches in this country, and like you don't say my name. We're sitting here fighting for funding for kids and funding for the sport and trying to make the betterment of the sport. And I've done quite a few things and a lot of good things. And I don't know, people don't like to say my name. I've kind of gotten used to it now. I've never done it for them to say my name. I've been very lucky and very privileged to have been put in the situation I put in, going from an athlete to a coach as fast as I did and being able to be in a program and be able to coach at Grand Prix and coach at World Championships. I'm very fortunate, so my story is a little bit different, but I don't get too caught up in it. I just want to, you're right. I think the coaching matters. I think we have a lot of good coaches in this country. I think we have a lot of coaches that have a long, much longer than my careers of being around athletes, developing athletes, helping athletes get past big moments, helping athletes win big medals that we don't involve in the system. Because I've accepted that I'm the we'll call it the black sheep. I've accepted being the black sheep, but there's a lot of people that I don't think they're the black sheep. I mean, I see them have been around the organization a little bit. I see them flash in and flash out. I see them, pretend to be utilized, and then now they're not being utilized anymore. And these are people that I know they have something to offer. I've seen what
There's
they.
equal opportunity hating. equal, equal opportunity of not using people like
Yeah,
properly. And you're right, TJ. I mean, obviously you are. I mean, no pun intended. The black sheep. They put you on a little like on the what do you call it? What's that? What's that? When they could. What's that? The list. You're blacklisted.
Blacklist.
Yeah, you're
Dude, you
blacklist.
said it twice. You said black sheep and blacklisted to the black guy on the podcast.
so I said no pun
Even my doll is now.
No, but what I'm saying is there's other people that like you to your point, TJ, there's other people that have produced
For
some
sure.
junior world championships and they've been blacklisted too. They've been put on the shelf too. And it's just kind of like, what are we doing?
We all
What
just
are we
stand by and
doing?
watch it. Like it makes no sense.
That's what I don't like. That's what I don't like.
I mean, like I know we talked about it a little bit last time. I mean, we're just making all sorts of stupid decisions. We got coaches that have people on a junior national team that put the most people on a junior national team and was denied a coaching pass because he wasn't on the monthly calls. Like you understand what I mean? Like there's more badges available that we're not utilizing, and you got a guy that's actually putting people on a team that they're because he doesn't come on the monthly calls. Are you kidding? It can't be. We're not living in a real world, but all of us sit around and let it happen. Like we have so many good coaches in this country. That's the part I did. Like I understand what the conversation you guys were talking about. I thought at first he misunderstood what you were saying. I thought he was saying that he didn't think there were any good coaches on the national coaching staff, or we had our system had those coaches. So that's why I thought that's what he was talking about. But we have so many good coaches in this country that cares so much about this sport, that cares so much about the kids, that cares so much about Taekwondo in the United States. I'm not.
Listen,
There's so many.
hey, listen, again, I always say this and I know you guys hate it, but look, it's not my thing because I work for another country. Okay, maybe at a different point in my life I will, but like you should, man, you should. I don't know how you do it, young. Maybe you can help. You guys should band together. You guys should talk, and because you're right, there's some big names out there. There's some big programs out there. I just saw. I'll say, Coach Kim from Virginia. I just saw Coach Kim from Virginia had Bay, the world junior, the Korean world champion out. Like, well, that's a again, I'm not saying that's like the best seminar in the world or the worst seminar, but that's a big name. Like, why wouldn't people like, at least USAT should be on that. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like me, okay, don't like me, no problem. Don't follow where I go. I'm as you can see on social media, I'm busy, more busy than I need to be. But like, why wouldn't you? This is a coach that has been, loyal and respectful and worked hard and put people on the team and had junior world champion. Like, how do you not like have this guy around more? Like, he was on, the AAU coaching staff. He was on when I was in there. He was on the USAT coaching staff. He was on the tops coaching staff. He was on the ace coaching staff. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was good enough to go everywhere else, but not there. Like, that's just weird
I
to
don't
me.
I don't get it. Yeah, and it's so many people like that though. That's
Yeah,
why like sometimes for me I kind of I always just like step back and I'm like it's not even special. Like they're doing it to everybody. They're
yeah,
literally doing it to any and everyone they want to work with. They've handpicked the people in this season right now for the moment who they want to work with. And all these people there's another group before them. There was another group before them. Now we
that's
just
true.
entered this era right now and we've elevated people from not coaching anyone to any significant medal all the way through managing our development.
Mind-boggling.
Our manager of development. From where? And you're going to tell me we don't have good coaches and other people that have actually worked with youth and worked with juniors and have that background of coached at that level and dealt with that level and developed at that level? There's so every coach that has a school has put anyone at the team trials is on the same level. Anyone that's coached at nationals is on the same level. People that own Taekwondo schools are on the same level. And somehow we've gotten to this point. We just do what we want. They do what they want, not we. Clearly not we. They just do what they want, but they're shitting on a lot of coaches. I just don't know how we stop it, when we stop it, and it's gonna take everyone to do it because it doesn't make any sense. There's ample amount of coaches here that can coach the United States of America at different levels.
Well said. Well said. And I just know. I mean, people just got to come together and let their voices be heard. I mean, that's what we do in America, right? That's what they do in political world. That's what they do in social media world. And I know there's a lot of those good coaches. I mean, listen, the people that are getting a little bite at the apple, they're not gonna say anything, right? And they're gonna take their trip, on to a Pan Am championship or under 21 team, and they're gonna be like, thank you, thank you, thank you, kumbaya, kumbaya. But that's 10 people. That's 10 people total, right? And all the different teams, it's 10 people. And there's a bunch of other people that 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 could be utilized, that should be utilized, um, that have just been kind of either looked past. And I'll go back to something we talked about, man, at the beginning of this podcast stuff. We talked about investing and looking, watching, and understanding who the juniors and cadets were. And it's the same thing. You should be understanding who the coaches are as well. Like, you should know people's name, like their household names, like Coach Smith from whatever, produces a lot of people. Coach this person, but
Yeah,
Sposo.
but you gotta go to the you gotta pay your money or you gotta put your name on the list and go to those accelerated camps and you gotta get on the calls, which some of us coaches in the United States can't even get on the call. I don't even think that's legal. If I'm asked on a forum, do I want to be on any teams with junior cadets, all this stuff, and do I want to be on the monthly coaching calls? They can't just exclude me from the calls. Don't I have the same right to the same information that everyone else in this country? I own a
Again,
school. I
they
own a
don't.
school. Literally, I own a school. I coach athletes. I'm in their system. I have a lifetime membership to your system, and I can't get a link to the call.
That's
What?
crazy. This is still
How
crazy to
does
me.
one person? How does Stephen Lambden make that decision? How does one person organize say we don't want him on the call? Because that's all it is. He controls the list. He controls the emails. How can he decide that I can't be on those calls? But I'm
Ask,
not in any trouble in USAT. I coach in your organization. I'm a part of the coaching core. How can you decide what information I get in that game?
do you want to be on the
Who?
call? Would you like the invitation? I'm going to formally ask, will you please allow my brother, my fellow coach, to participate and hear for his own ears the beauty and the great program that is being developed by your organization, so he too can absorb it and support it and move in the right direction. How was that?
I don't understand it, but
Is that,
I'm
is that
complaining to
polite?
people when I put it. Maybe that's like maybe I'll get a text or something. But think about that though.
That's wild. I still don't believe
I'm
they
actually
happen.
not being. How can you do it? How can you legally do that? Tell me what grounds can I not be on this call for? And again, I, they just
So
keep laughing, adding stuff,
I'm
adding
gonna
stuff,
tell you
adding stuff.
why.
But nah.
Yeah,
No,
fill
you
it
The
know,
in.
black sheep. Who's
That's
the
awesome.
black
Man.
sheep?
They're the best.
you know what I mean. Like, how is that even legal? Think about that. I'm a coach, and it's an open call. It doesn't say you have to be a certain level of coach. It doesn't say you got to be this or that. I'm just not allowed to be on these phone calls. I don't even get an invite after requesting to be on it. Like
That's
that's got to be
crazy.
illegal, right?
They never told you why. They never nothing.
No, man. I've filled out 2 coaching applications, one last year, one this year, and I put my name on every list from everything all the way down to bag boy, water holder, cheer sign holder, everything, whatever. And I don't get a call back. I don't get a response. I can't even be on the
Plantains.
call. I don't get no plantains. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy, and it's funny because I know why it's happening, and I'm sitting by, and it's happening. It's just gonna keep writing this stuff down because like it can't be legal. You can't tell me as a part of the organization I can just be shunned from a public coaching call, right?
Well, hopefully. Well, I know they listen to that podcast, so
Of course they
the
do.
powers to be. You can timestamp it. You can act like you don't. But please help my brother out. Let him get on the call. Let him
I
listen.
have a I have a
Let him
lifetime
kumbaya with you.
membership. I have a membership to year 3000. What are we talking about? I can't get on the call. But all right, Grandmaster, send us out.
Send us out, but I got something to send us out with.
Uh-oh.
What we
Let me
got?
ask one last thing. Here it comes because this is my suggestion, even because Coach Moreno said it. Here it comes. Are you ready for it? Here it
Let's
comes.
do it.
Revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell.
That's good. This revolution will not be televised.
I need to hear that in the
Will
intro
not be
intro song.
televised, just so we're all clear.
Yes,
So,
sir.
the question is when you get tired enough, when you've had enough. There's a story, another promotion from my book, which I don't want anybody to read, but this is my 11th book. So in this book, which is a memoir, tells a story about my mother, who my father was abusive to. And then one night, finally, she had enough. She had the courage to run. She left. She took action. And that's what I feel like the USAT is. And I feel like all this is. It's a question of when you are tired enough to actually take action. And in her case, run from the abuser. So at some point, America will wake up. That revolution will not be televised. And it may be quiet, but there is a groundswell that's coming. And there's research that's being done. And there are people that are going to have enough, been enough, done enough, and are tired enough. And when they get tired enough, trust me, the revolution will not be televised, but it will occur. So that's all I can say. With that said, it's been another amazing night with the Warehouse 15. Wait till you hear and see the song and the video that's been built tonight for this beautiful day. Gentlemen, any final words for the good of the order, as they say? The black sheep, anything to say, black sheep, who's been blacklisted, and who's the black sheep?
Engine
What's
number
the
9.
9? What do you
I'll
got
see
for
y'all
us?
in Brazil.
All
I'll
right.
see you in Brazil.
You guys have a
Hey,
nice
go.
trip, and if
Hey.
you decide you want to go to Roma, I might come too.
You buying my
Young.
ticket?
Dude, he said, if we buy you a ticket, will you come? I'll take care of my own ticket. I didn't hear, nowhere in there did I hear the black sheep would get a ticket. Black sheeps don't get nothing. I was
I'm supposed to
waiting
be
for
coming to
you.
California.
When he asked you when you went to Brazil, what food you were hoping to get, there were 2 items in particular I was thinking about. I won't mention because I don't want to be
I'm supposed to be coming to
canceled.
California in June. You gotta
We're
give me
gonna
my, I'm
we
trying to
got to
get out
talk.
there.
We got to get that done. So when? Tell me, does that date work for you?
Yeah, well, actually, you know what? I'll come out there Grand Prix weekend. I'll make you stay up all night and watch Taekwondo. How about that? Well, I'll get
What is Grand Prix
in-house
weekend?
commentator.
What is Grand Prix weekend?
The first weekend in June. We just talked about it. Instead of being in Rome, we'll be in California.
All right.
We'll
I will
stay up on
confirm. I
Cali
will
time and watch
confirm
it.
with you in the morning, like engine number 9. Coach Moreno, anything for the good of the order?
Nah, I'm
All right. Have
we'll
a
talk
great
to you.
trip. Peace. All right. The record.
Sorry, not sorry. Sunshine, baby. Sorry, not sorry. Sunshine.
It's like a finger pointing at the moon.
Kid,
Don't stare at the finger or you'll miss the view.
kid. Don't stare at the flower. Check the dirt for the seed. Don't ask for a napkin if you're gonna eat the grease.
If you want the dragon, you gotta take the scales. Don't order the sushi if you're scared of the whales. It's the heavenly glory or a poke in the eye. Don't eat the hot dog if you can't handle the spice. Herb.
Juan and TJ keeping it Taekwondo real. Black belt energy, that's the board breaking deal. Stretching up the hamstrings while we're counting up the cash. Herb's got the focus, TJ's got the stash. We're kicking through the ceiling, floating past the moon. If you don't like the mustard, get out of the room.
Remember,
A kick is just a kick, but a kick with no mustard is just a sad sandwich.